Onward to mission 18. No, 19. Why did that count as a fratricide? That's twice in the last few days I've gotten bullshit frat stats. Moving convoy, find it and kill it with what? What's the name of the mission? Bombing moving targets. Okay, there shouldn't be too much of a difference from the previous one in which we bombed things that were not moving. Yeah, so my previous tactic was I usually release at like 1,500 to 1,000 feet as I pull up through the target, which is dangerous for ground fire reasons, but also because, well, yeah, ground fire, mostly just ground fire. Let's see, we got detect, okay. So I'm leaving my gyroscope sight on just so that oh, I remember this mission. It's almost impossible due to splash damage reasons. Maybe that's changed. All right, so I'm gonna circle back. Gonna open up my oil cooler a little bit. Run a little hot. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave my gyroscopic sight on just to kind of help notice any side slip when I'm in my dive. All right, so we're gonna take a right-hand turn. Gotten some pretty good pointers from some people online on kind of advice on how to fly the Mustang a little more aggressively. I can pass that on to you. Open up the oil cooler and push that engine. Just push it. I'm gonna fly right over that ground fire, but like, whatever. I don't have any guns. Alright, so we're gonna come in. We're gonna drop right in front of them. Right about, let's go, that's pretty low. Drop, and I'm gonna get caught in that blast. Yeah, okay, I dropped too early, and that's a failure. Okay, let's try that again. Once more with feeling. That was sloppy. No, I don't want to exit the game. Let's flag it. Yeah, I want to lose my progress on that. Alright, let's try it a little differently this time. I think I was trying to make that too complicated. Also, my dive was too shallow. Alright.
On the road in front of you is a moving convoy. Find it and kill it. Scattered around the area are also some AAA sites.
Man, this brings back some memories. Not all of them good, I gotta say. Alright, here's that convoy. Drop. I'm gonna get caught in that blast. Boom! I'm waiting for it. Did the bombs come off? They did not, they were not armed. It's just as well. Alright, let's attack them from the front so they see their death coming at them, honestly. Attack like a Klingon, straight in front of them. You know, from the air with bombs against unarmed trucks on our road. You know, that's honorable. You know, much like a Klingon would do. Let's see. enough. Drop, drop. Let's see what they do. Alright, a little closer, a little early, early on the release. One of them might be on fire, but not enough to kill the whole car. Yeah, no. Alright, let's try that again. It's a far cry from my, very accurate dive. Yeah, it's because I either got lucky or I just did a better setup on the last one. Burp! Excuse me.
When the road in front of you is a moving convoy, find it and kill it. Scattered around the area are also some critical incidents.
Yeah, I feel pretty low. I feel like I'm gonna get caught in my blast. Alright. Drop, drop. Well, I'm scoring hits, just not good enough. Where did I hit? I hit off the road, so I had some side slip or something. Yeah, okay, let's try that again. Go again. Yeah, it's a skills issue. Also, I'm like 6 beers in, just throwing that out there. You could probably tell by how I'm talking. Nothing like beer and DCS. Drinking, still drinking Warsteiner Dunkel, however you say that correctly in German. I don't know.
When the road in front of you is a moving convoy, find it and kill it. Scattered around the area are also some critical incidents.
That looks better. Drop. Drop. You know, but don't get caught. Boom, boom. 2 out of 4, and then the bombs went wide. So what am I doing? I think I'm side slipping, and they're just going off. Okay, that was better. That was better.
When the road in front of you is a moving convoy, find it and kill it. Scattered around the area are also some critical incidents.
Looks like I really need a bunch of right trim in this mission. Kentucky windage. Drop. Drop. Let's see what that does. Boom. Did I not drop the other bomb? No. They both came off. I just only saw one explosion. Alright, so we killed 2 and one's on fire, so that's a much better... Yeah, so... Going way back, guys, way back. And this is stuff I know that I just tend not to put into practice. What seems to matter the most when you're doing dive bombing or doing unguided, any kind of unguided weapon, right, is flying a good, stable flight path with no side slip. That almost matters more than where you got your pipper, if that makes any sense. You know what module actually taught me that was the wait, you're not gonna guess. Drop. That was horrible. Let's see what it does. No, that was Jack. It was horrible, and the bombs didn't come off the rails, which is just as well. All right, let's try that again. It was actually the VEAO Hawk. Yeah, that's right. That trainer jet, that whole scandal with VEAO. You guys remember that shit? If you don't, go back into the forums from like 20. When did that happen? Like 2015, 16, something like that, right? Yes, I bought the Hawk in. I actually talked to the guys from VEAO. They, that's a whole other thing. But why that module taught me that was because the Hawk, when you hit the pickle button, it had a built-in delay of like half a second. What that forced you to do, you can't just like, okay, there it is, pull the trigger. You have to have a nice stable, okay, drop, a nice stable flight path to make sure that Pipper stays. And my bombs hit, but they did not explode because I did not arm them. That's what these switches do, guys. These arm the fuses, and these tell the pylons how to release them. So we're gonna try that one more time. I got busy yapping. Yeah, that built-in, like you're gonna fire a rocket. It's, even in CCIP or whatever you got, you can't just like drag the Pipper across the thing and tap it when it's over there. And if you've shot a real firearm too, especially if you do any combat pistol stuff, you'll know that like jerking the trigger is more detrimental to your aim sometimes than having a bad sight picture. So it tracks. It really makes a ton of sense. So stabilize that flight path. Like that last run I did looked pretty good. I actually probably would have hit. This is not putting into practice anything I just said. Drop, and let's get the hell up and roll to the right and watch the. Yeah, see what I mean? So I actually hit them all in the blast, but because my flight path wasn't stable, it doesn't matter. Like the blast wasn't. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. All right, let's. The problem is I need another beer. How you guys doing? It's been a minute, right? Those of you who have been around, and I know some of you in particular are like, hey, I remember your Mustang Challenge campaign. And it's like, I started this shit 10 years ago. Oh my god. Ah! Yeah, man. Life is life, and it does things that prevent you from a lot of your leisure activities, as it turns out. But here we are. All's good. Alright, that feels pretty good. I'm gonna do a drop. Yeah, see that? Hear that thump? What's my altitude? I'm at little over 2,000 ASL, and that caught us in the bomb blast. That's how nasty that shit is. See those holes? Give it a few minutes. What would probably happen is we're gonna leak coolant or oil or something like that. That's gonna kill the plane. Yeah, not that I would know from playing on multiplayer lately on the 4YA server and dropping bombs into some AAA that almost always kill me harder than. Yeah, just yeah, guys. Learn from my mistakes. Use the flesh. That got dark pretty quick. Alright, so.
On the road in front of you is a moving convoy. Find it and kill it. Scattered around the area are also some AAA sites.
Trying to trim out that yaw. It's kind of a bitch. Alright. Looking good, looking stable. A little bit of left rudder. Drop, drop. It's still falling to the right. I gotta fix that. Gotta dial in my shit. All right, let's lock in here. So, the videos I lost, right? So even you can see how even though my bombs are hitting wide, they're still catching the trucks in the bomb blast. Like, if this was a real mission and I had any gun ammo, this would be no problem. You soften them up with the bombs, then you come in and strafe them, no big, right? But you only get bombs in this mission, so they have to kill everything with the first pass, and it has to be perfect. So I had built this montage of, no shit, hundreds of attempts at this mission. Hundreds! And I was going to splice them all together. It was like miss, 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 miss. And eventually what I did, the only way I could pass it was unlimited ammo. I had to cheat. Drifting. Let's compensate. I kicked in some hard left rudder on that. And they still went wide. Alright, so I got 2 kills and hit. That's the best strike I've done so far. Alright, let's change the game. The problem is I don't like how the attack run starts out. I'm too low and I'm not trimmed up, so it gives me like not enough time to configure the plane. So first off, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna make a head call. I'm gonna wash my hands, just so you know, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do a circle, and I'm gonna climb up a little bit and set up the attack run how I want it and see if that improves our odds any. I'll be right back. You won't even know I'm gone. Alright, I'm back alack, and you guys have no idea what I just did while the recording was paused. No idea. It's the magic of technology. Alright, so what I'm going to do is set my attack up right. I don't know why I didn't do that, you know.
Scattered around the area are also some
Previously. I'm going to get a little more altitude. Spiral up a little bit. If you notice, excuse me. In this mission, there are some AAA batteries, but they're not active, so I don't need to worry about them. Also, I feel weird with current events, and yes, I'm talking about the war in Ukraine. That roundel on my wing feels pretty shitty, I gotta say. So maybe if I fail, I'll go back to the. Just know ye that Putin's a bitch, and he can eat my ass. It's like, what is this, the 1800s? Jesus Christ. Anyway. Anyway, let's focus on bombing things. Fakely. Yeah, this way I can get a little bit more of a vertical dive. Steeper dive, a little more accuracy, hopefully, and more time to stabilize my picture. Alright, that does look better. Drop, drop. I think I overshot him, actually. Did 2 bombs come off, or 1? And why do they always... Is there wind or something? Yeah, only 1 bomb. Alright, so... I would say there's hope to kill them all, but They scattered. Eh, it's worth a shot. I don't think it's gonna work, guys, but we'll give it another try. So if my bomb is going to the right, does that mean I need to kick in more right rudder? No, because I'm drifting. Alright, steep dive. Here we go. Aim at this dude. And pickle. That felt pretty good, actually. Let's see what we get. Boom. Alright! Got them all with one bomb. I don't believe I did that. Alright. Woo! Mission 19 in the bag. Alright, guys. Catch you next mission. Hopefully with a better paint job than this Russian crap.